Hey babes, welcome back to the channel. It's the Pretty Massage Periods. Happy Thursday, guys. Hopefully you guys are good. So we're gonna go ahead and dive right into this video. Sorry you guys, I had used some of my mom's some of her edge control for my hair, and it had like residue and stuff, so I was just double checking that my hair and stuff was clean. Okay, so happy Thursday babes, hopefully you guys are good. So we're gonna go ahead and dive into this video. So I feel like I have not did a like a little mini business type vlog in a minute. It's been about a month, so I want to go ahead and touch bases on this. I'm gonna be talking about working a 9-to-5 job and funding your business, okay? Because that is exactly what I am doing, okay? Period. And I feel like it's honestly I feel like sometimes when people hear something like, oh yeah, like you're still working a 9-to-5 job to kind of like fund your business, me personally, I feel like nothing is wrong with that. To each its own, but I feel like it's nothing wrong with using a job to stack up your money to build your own shit, if that makes sense. Like, and me personally, I feel like it's a flex in its own way, because hey, just because, you know what I'm saying, I'm going this route, and yes, I have to rely on a company right now, but at the end of the day, the bigger picture is that, hey, I'm working to get something of my own. See what I'm saying? So, you know, if you're in the same boat as me right now and that is your same situation, I'm here to let you know that you got it. You're going to be good. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay. And it's definitely a flex, because I'm the kind of person, I feel like as long as you're working towards your own dreams, your own goals, and hey, if you have to work for a company, I don't care, for 3 years, see what I'm saying, to save up a certain type of money to build a business that you want, that you can call your own, I feel like that is honestly a blessing, and it's a flex in its own way. And hey, at least you're not working at a company 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years slaving away. See what I'm saying? At least, you know what I'm saying, you're going after your dreams, your own personal dreams, if that makes sense. And I'm not sitting here, you know what I'm saying, like making this video to disrespect anybody. This is just honestly my own personal opinion, and I'm talking to the individuals out here that I'm talking to, the ones who are in the same boat as me, okay? So this video is literally talking to people who are working a 9-to-5 job right now, or if they've been doing it, or if they're going to start doing it, or if they have done it in the past. This video is pretty much catered to all of us, okay? So yeah, I mean, if you know, work a job 10, 15, 20, 25 years, and you know, hey, that's your thing, because everybody doesn't want to have a business of their own, and that's perfectly fine. Everybody can't be an entrepreneur. Everybody don't want to have the entrepreneur lifestyle, and that's perfectly fine. See what I'm saying? So I'm just pretty much making this video to talk to those individuals and to kind of, you know, give some tips and stuff like that, and just pretty much the things that I'm doing on this journey, okay, that could, you know, of course help you guys down the road as well. Okay, so of course, like the first tip that I pretty much want to talk about, you know, is my journey right now. Yes, you know, working a 9-to-5 job, and pretty much just taking care of certain expenses in my household, and you know, once I pretty much have those expenses done, then it will pretty much go into starting to save up for my business, okay? So it's gonna be a few months, and then of course I'm aiming for around like December-ish. That's when I really want to kind of get into like you know, like my classes, and you know, funding my business and stuff, and actually pretty much putting money towards my business, if that makes sense. So just handling some different expenses right now, in my household. And you know, I'm funding like my entire business like with my own money and with my own checks. Like, yes, I have a husband. Yes, my husband, you know what I'm saying, he makes great money. He's a truck driver. But again, I'm my own person. I'm my own woman. And me personally, the kind of person that I am, I want to work. You know, I want to work, and I want to work for this. See what I'm saying? I want to work for my own spot, if that makes sense. I want to put in the time, the effort. I want to, you know what I'm saying, like, go on the journey. Because I feel like when you work for something and you know, God sees you working for something, he's going to help you along the journey, and he's going to bless you along the journey. And I just feel like too, when you like start from the bottom and when you work for something, I just feel like it makes the reward and the journey like so much more, I don't know, like it's just a different type of gratitude that you have. And I just feel like the journey is like 10 times sweeter because you can actually see, you see what I'm saying, where you came from and where you started. And this is why, you know, I put out content, because hey, when I put out content for you guys, it's not only for you guys. These are videos that I look back at because, you know, it's a reminder, and it shows me, hey, look where you started, girl. Like, look where you came from. See what I'm saying? So it's literally like my own personal journey that I'm using for myself as a self-reflection, but it's also, you know, putting out content to help other people out there. See what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just about helping myself and helping others, if that makes sense. So literally, you know what I'm saying, just getting my house in order, handling certain things right now, and then more so, you know what I'm saying, of December time, then pretty much switching from this position to then my business, okay? And saving up for that, because I want to touch bases on this too, because I feel like sometimes some people can feel like, oh yeah, well, you know, what happened with that, or she's not doing that. Like, yes, yeah, still on board. Yeah, because you'll be surprised how many people watch you and how many people be praying for your downfall. How many people watch you and be praying that, hey, oh, I hope that this person does not succeed, or hey, you know, hopefully this person doesn't go through with this, or hey, oh, I see this person is not doing this no more, or hey, like, what happened to that, or hey, she's not doing this. I just want to, you know, make it clear that yes, I did not go to school for almost 9 months, blood, sweat, and tears to sit here and, you know, let my dream go down the drain. No, just handling some stuff right now, but trust and believe, okay? Baby, everything, just because I'm not putting it out there, just because I'm not talking about it like that, like, does not mean that I'm not working on stuff in the background. Just like how God does, like he works in mysterious ways, and it's like when he's working and stuff and you don't know when he's working and you can't see him working, just like me, okay? I'm working, okay? Like, I am working behind the scenes, just because I'm not putting it out there, okay? So all of my videos I try to put out, I try to just encourage others, male, female, whatever you identify yourself as. I just want to encourage other people that, you know, the content that I put out, I try to have positive content, and I never try to put out content to disrespect anybody. I'm just simply here, you know, to give my tips, my opinions, and just hopefully that, you know, people can take it in a positive way, and, you know, they can learn something from it, okay? And like I always tell you guys, everything that I tell you guys is always a learning experience for myself too, okay? So just kind of want to, you know, touch bases on that really quick. So the next tip is going to be not rushing the process, okay? So yes, you know, get out of school, boom, you be wanting, you know what I'm saying, certain things to happen, you know, you have a whole plan. Hey, it's gonna go like this. Life happens, things happen. So this is a reminder to myself as well, and to you guys. Hey, trust the process. Hold on, what did I put down? Yeah, trust the process, okay? And take your time, okay? I have to always remind myself that whatever is for you is for you, okay? Whatever God has appointed for you at a appointed time, it shall come to pass, okay? At a appointed time and at his time, okay? So take your time, trust the process, and you know, it doesn't like matter like, you know, how you get there. It's all about just you getting there. And as long as you keep going, and as long as you stay on the journey, and as long as you stay focused, it becomes a problem when you give up. It becomes a problem when you stop. It becomes a problem when you get distracted. It becomes a problem when you put it on the back burner, okay? But having like a little mini setback, if you want to call it that, or you know, pushing something out for a little bit longer to kind of get some other stuff in order, I feel like it's okay. And I have to always tell myself, like, girl, like, you know, give yourself some grace. Like, you're doing good, okay? Like, I'm the kind of person, like, I'm so hard on myself, and I just have to like remember to give myself grace and give myself time, and to, you know, say, Shay, you're doing a great job. Like, it's okay, girl. Like, it's okay. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's okay to take a break. It's okay if something is like not exactly on track right now, okay? So just telling you guys, like, trust the process, take your time, especially, you know, when it comes to a business, because the moral of the story is like, hey, we're working towards something for it to be successful, okay? We're not doing all of this stuff, and we're not working towards this for it to be unsuccessful, okay? So taking your time, trusting the process, because they always say, you know what I'm saying, if you rush something, it never goes as planned, unfortunately. And I am look, I know for a fact, okay, like, I've had many life experiences, and it's like when you rush something, and you know, when you talk about something too much, I don't know what it is, but it never goes as planned, okay? So that's gonna be tip number one. It's just, you know, trusting the process and taking your time while you are working at your 9-to-5 job, okay? Okay, that way, you know, you can get everything in order, okay? So number two is going to be, while you're at your 9-to-5 job, making for sure, you know, you have all of your information together while working, okay? So making for sure, you know, you have your business plan, making for sure, you know what I'm saying, like, you actually know what type of business you want to do, you know, what you want to offer people, you know, what type of business idea, you know, you have. Like, you have to have a business idea. What do you want to offer, okay? You can be gathering all of this information together, you know, while you're working at your job, okay? Staying productive. Just because you're at a 9-to-5 job, that does not mean that, you know, you're just supposed to work at this job, you know what I'm saying, and waste time. Like, no, stay productive, you know, while while you're working there, just making for sure, hey, you have all of this stuff checked off, is good to go. Like, you know what type of business you're going to be giving people. All of this stuff should already be done. Like, literally right now with me, everything that I have for my business, I already have it. Like, I already have everything that I need. It's just saving up my money, because I want to have a certain amount of money, okay, for my business to start it up. So that is the goal, okay? Because I'm at my 9-to-5 job right now does not mean that I don't have my stuff together. Like, I have everything across the board that I need for my company, okay? It's just literally getting a certain amount of money that I need for my company. and literally doing it in a way where, you know, I'm working for this and I'm investing my time and my money, and it's like, you know what I'm saying, like building this shit from the ground up, okay? Like me and my husband, like, you know what I'm saying? But like, it's, of course it's my husband 150% helping me, but it's my company, you see what I'm saying? And it's more so of like, you know, me putting in the work for this, like me and my husband, you know what I'm saying, like having his support, him being there for me. But it's not just like, yeah, let me just, you know, sit back and put up my feet and, you know, have my husband just supply this and supply that. It's like, no, I'm gonna get off of my ass, you see what I'm saying, and I'm gonna work for it, because I'm not lazy. I just don't want a handout. And I feel like when you have a handout and when you're just kind of given something, I don't know, like it just it's just different. It's just different when you work from something, and I just feel like you just appreciate something so much more in life. And I don't know, I just feel like God wants you to work for things in life and to not just be given stuff, like, you know. So I feel like it just makes you so much more humble, you know what I'm saying, like in a sense. So yeah, you know, working at my 9-to-5 job, I have all of my stuff together. It's just, you know what I'm saying, getting to this certain amount of money that I want to save up for, and then boom, we have the green light, okay? So that's going to be tip number 2, just making for sure, you know, you guys have all of your information together, you know what I'm saying, while you're working, okay? So tip number 3 is going to be like, you know, doing your credits, taking like extra classes and stuff that, you know, will help you, you know, for your business, for your industry and stuff like that. All of my classes that I'm going to be doing, because I need 24 credits within 1 year, and because I graduated school in April, my license is going to only be good for 1 year, okay? It's only for the first year, and then after that I have to pretty much renew it every 2 years, and I have to get 24 credits and stuff like that. So it has to be 12 credits in person and then 12 credits online. So, you know, starting around December-ish, you know, gonna start taking like more of my CEU credits and stuff like that, extra classes and stuff. So I'm not going to say extra classes, well, yeah, because it's one class that I do want to take. I may take another one as well, but I'm going to see. So really, you know, starting in December, you guys, I'm going to be putting out a lot more business content around that time, because that's when things, you know, God's willing, is going to start really shifting around for me as far as December time. So, you know, doing like my classes, doing, you know what I'm saying, like my CEU credits and stuff like that. And that way, you know, any information that I get, I can bring to you guys, okay? Because I really don't want to put out like, you know, certain content right now, because I'm not really doing things right now, not until December time, okay? So but you know, I did want to go ahead, you know, and try to just put out what I can, you know what I'm saying, for right now, okay? But that's gonna be, you know what I'm saying, like tip number 3, and just making for sure, you know, you're doing your classes and stuff, you know, staying on top of stuff like that. And because I know when I open up my shop, God's willing, you know what I'm saying, next year, I do want to have, well, I have to have all of these, you know, credits and stuff done before, you know, October of next year, okay? Because my birthday is in October. So, you know, just staying on top of stuff like that and making for sure all of those ducks are in a row, okay? So that's going to be tip number 3. Of course, tip number 4, you know, the constant research for your industry. Just because you're at a 9-to-5 job does not mean that, you know, you don't have to research, you know what I'm saying, stay informed, stay informed, you know what I'm saying, about what's going on in your industries. You know, just stay on top of stuff. Just because, like I said, you're working for a 9-to-5 job, you know, you're still in the process of becoming a business owner. So that does not mean that, hey, you know, I'm just gonna put everything off and you know what I'm saying, kind of worry about it when I open. Like, no, stay on top of that stuff now. Learn what you can, do what you can, because it's just going to help you in the long run. Okay, so research, you know what I'm saying, learn what you can, because it's just going to benefit you. Okay, and tip number, what was that, 4? Okay, yeah, we're on 5. Making for sure, you know, you're shopping for what you need for your business. Like for me, I already have like locations that, you know, I want to go to, because I'm going to be getting a salon suite. Okay, so you know, searching around, you know, salon suites. Okay, searching around certain areas, certain, you know, companies, you know, shopping around for my spa. Like everything for my spa that I have, that I need, I have it in the cart. Okay, so just, you know, shopping for your business, finding out what you need, finding out, you know, the items that you need. You know, hey, what location? I mean, do you want a salon suite? Do you want to get like an actual physical location? Do you want to have something built from ground up? You know what I'm saying? So just shopping around and just having all of this stuff done, you know what I'm saying, that way you know, when you get closer to the finish line, you are just pretty much ready to go. Okay, you're not like just trying to run around and you're still trying to figure stuff out. Okay, and that's why I said, like, for me, just because I already have a deadline for everything, and that's why, you know, between, you know, now and this deadline of when I'm trying to open up my spa, you know, I'm making for sure that, hey, I have all my ducks in a row. I have all of, you know, everything checked off, so that way, you know what I'm saying, I'm good to go when it's time to start filing. Okay, because baby, when that point come, it's my go. Okay, period. So that's gonna be tip number 5, right, y'all? Yeah, 5. Okay, so we're gonna go to tip number 6. This is a big one, of course, funds. Making for sure, you know, you are having like an estimate on how much money you really want to save up, about, you know, how much money you think you're gonna need to, like, you know what I'm saying, start off, to start up, whatever you want to call it. Just having a range, so that way you can actually know what you're trying to save up for, save up towards, and that way, you know, when you have your checks and stuff, you can actually know how much money, you know, you're supposed to be saving out of each check. You see what I'm saying, to go towards your business. Okay, so I gave myself a whole timeline, and I'm not going to go over any of that, but just know that I have a timeline, and I'm not going to really say exactly what date I'm trying to, like, you know, open and stuff like that. I feel like when, you know, when it comes closer next year, you know what I'm saying, just disclose that, because, you know, I can't disclose everything, you see what I'm saying. But yeah, you know what I'm saying, just having like the money in order, having a specific amount, you know, that you want to save up for. Like, you have to know, hey, how much is it gonna cost for me to start up this business? See what I'm saying? And of course, it's based upon how much you make at your job. So just, yeah, so, you know, just doing those calculations. Okay, you know, hey, how much, you know, am I making, you know what I'm saying, at, you know, my job or whatever, and, you know, hey, how much out of each check can I save to go towards my business? Or hey, I'm trying to save, I don't know, this amount of money, this amount of months I want to open up. Okay, so out of each check I need to save this amount. Okay, that's what I did. See what I'm saying? So I did, like, okay, hey, I want to open up my shop around what, first of all, I said, okay, hey, I want to have at least this minimum to pretty much have towards my business. And I said, okay, hey, how many months do I need for that? Then I said, okay, I, you know, bring home this amount of money, so then out of my checks I need to be saving this amount of money. Okay, and that's what I did. So you know, I'm very thankful that I have a husband who is extremely supportive, who loves me, who works, take care of us, you know what I'm saying, take care of the household, take care of the bills. You know what I'm saying, I can go out here and I can just literally, you know what I'm saying, focus on saving up. You know what I'm saying, focus on saving up, you know what I'm saying, for my business. And I have a husband who is supportive and who doesn't mind working with me and who doesn't mind supporting my dreams, because you know, this is a partnership. You see what I'm saying? And it's like what's mine is his and vice versa. So it's like when we have this business, and it's going to benefit us together because it's not just mine. See what I'm saying? So I'm just so thankful that, you know, like when I have the money and stuff coming in from my job, you know, I can set aside certain money specifically out of my checks to put aside for my business. And you know, I know that my husband is going to hold it down and take care of us. You see what I'm saying? And like take care of everything else. So I'm just so thankful that, like, you know, I have his support, and I have a good husband who has a great career and makes great money. You see what I'm saying? And who does not mind working, who is a worker, who is a strong black king, and that's on period, okay? And who works, okay? He works to take care of us, okay? Period. So you know, and it's just so much easier when you have that support and when you have a husband, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm just thankful that I just have his support and stuff like that. So, you know, if you have that in your life as well, it's definitely a blessing. But it just makes things like so much easier for me, because I know that, like, hey, I can actually use my checks for my business. And you know what I'm saying? Like we already know, okay, hey, I'm going to be saving this amount of money out of my checks, and then, you know, whatever is left over, that's going to be going towards savings or just whatever else. You see what I'm saying? So it's just about having the communication and having that plan, you know, as a couple and stuff like that. So that's going to be the other tip. I think this is number 7, y'all. Of course, you know, having a deadline, having time frames, crucial. You have to have a time frame, because, you know, that's what I have for myself. You know, having this job is a blessing, but hey, the more of the story is getting in, stacking up my money, and getting out, okay? Getting in, stacking up this money, and getting out, period, okay? Because I am working towards my goals, I'm working towards my dreams, and I'm working towards my vision, okay? And if you have a deadline and a time frame, it just makes things so much easier for you to stay on track and stay focused. If you're just out here saying, yeah, okay, you know, I have this dream, you know what I'm saying, for this shop or whatever, or for this bakery, but I don't have any deadlines, any time frames, but yeah, I'm gonna just go out here and work this 9 to 5 and just do whatever. No, you can't do that. Like it has to make sense. Like, you have to go into this thing, you know what I'm saying, like having common sense and like having a plan, and actually, you know, using your head and having a good plan. Like, you cannot just go into this thing being nonchalant and just like, yeah, like no, because I always tell you guys, you're gonna get fucking lost, okay? Okay, you want to get lost. It's like, hey, do you want your own shit or not? Okay, do you want to be a boss or not? Okay, do you want to be an entrepreneur or not? Okay, because that is the goals, that is what we're aiming to. Okay, we're going up the ladder. Okay, we're working towards our own, period, point blank. So go into this thing, you know what I'm saying, turn your brain on, like, you know what I'm saying, lock in, focus, and put timelines, put deadlines, you see what I'm saying, and just bring everything together that needs to be brought together and lock in, you know what I'm saying, like, and that's all you got to do. So if you don't have timelines, and if you're just, you know, lollygagging and just, you know what I'm saying, nonchalant and don't care, then that's on you. Okay, but baby, we got deadlines and time frames over here. Okay, period. Number, I think 8, y'all, keeping quiet while you work. Okay, we're going to work to get a check, period, point blank. Go in, small talk, hi, how are you, and that's it. When I go to my job, I am quiet. Okay, I don't tell nobody about what I'm doing. Okay, you know what I'm saying? If I talk about anything, you know, hey, where did I work before? I'm going to talk about that. But I don't even really talk about anything related to like school, my business. It's none of their damn business, period, point blank. Okay, keep your mouth closed. okay? You do not want people to be in your business, especially managers. You know what I'm saying? Go in there, get your money, be quiet, stack up your money, and then get out. Period, point blank, okay? So you can't trust everybody, especially with me being like such a, you know, new employee and stuff like that. Like, yes, I have great managers, yes, you know what I'm saying, like my co-workers, very cool, you know what I'm saying, laid back, but still, I don't know you guys like that. Like, I'm here to get my coins and that's it. So when I go to work, very, 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 very quiet, help my customers, and that's it, okay? So keep quiet until you have officially got your coins, got your freaking plans together, and then, you know, once you freaking leave and once you quit, then, you know what I'm saying, if you want to go back up in there and tell them, hey, you know what I'm saying, I got my new shop open, then do what you do. But while you're working there, please be quiet, okay? And of course, number, I think 9, y'all, is, you know, making for sure you have a good job to fund your business. And what I mean is, we all have different lifestyles. We all, like, you know, some of us have a husband who help us, some of us, we're single, some of us have kids. We all have different lives, okay? And we're all trying to accomplish different business plans. We all, you know, have different goals and dreams and stuff. So the amount of money between all of us, you know, is gonna be different, if that makes sense. So just make for sure, like, for me personally, the reason why I'm not in the spot is because, like, day one, it just wasn't, like, it was a bad experience. And like I always tell you guys, I'm not doing full body, and I'm not sitting here saying that, you know, it could have been a benefit to me, of course, because any type of, like, you know, spa experience and knowledge and stuff like that, it's always, you know what I'm saying, you know, a benefit and a blessing. But I just feel like, you know, what I'm going to be offering in, you know, my spa, it's not going to be full body. So I feel like, you know, hey, you know, why am I here doing this stuff? Because I know, like, when I get my spa, I'm going completely left, okay, if that makes sense. So, you know, yes, I could have, you know what I'm saying, I could have stayed there and I could have been making, you know what I'm saying, buku money, if that makes sense, okay? But I chose to go in the opposite direction. And honestly, I'm thankful to God that I did, because the environment was very, very, very bad. And like, yes, I have so many spas right now who want to hire me on, want to pay me X amount of money. You see what I'm saying? Because massage therapists, y'all, when I tell y'all the amount of money that they are paying us up in Arizona, that's all I'm gonna say, okay? Like, buku money, y'all, okay? Like, it's crazy the demand that they are paying up here for massage therapists, okay? So I went to the left, and yeah, you know, I could have stayed there, you see what I'm saying, and just kind of stuck there or whatever, and, you know, work there until I got my own spa. But I decided to go ahead and leave, and I went to, you know, with another position, working somewhere else. And I'm so thankful, you know what I'm saying, that I went in that direction. And I'm saying all of that to say this, it's like, just make for sure wherever, you know, you decide to work, whether, you know, you graduate school and, like, hey, you want to work, you know, in that same field until you get your own, you can do that or whatever. But hey, if you want to freaking be like me, and if you want to go, like, you know what I'm saying, in the opposite direction and do something completely different, just make for sure that, you know, you have a good amount of money coming in, so that way, you know, you can fund, you know, your company. Like, just make for sure that, you know, if you don't have, like, the support like me, you know what I'm saying, just, you know, just make for sure that whatever and wherever you're working at, just make for sure, you know, you have those funds coming in as to where you can pay, you know, your bills and stuff like that, and you can set aside money to save for your business, especially, you know, if you have a certain amount that you're saving up for. So just make for sure you, like, I think that's the most important thing, because if you're just kind of like working anywhere, you see what I'm saying, and if you really don't have like the support like that, it can be more of a challenge, if that makes sense, because it's going to take you longer, you know, if you don't have the support and stuff like that. And let's just say, you know, you aren't working at the best job and they're not really paying you anything. It can be a lot harder to try to, like, you know, pay for bills and pay for other expenses and trying to, like, you know, stack up for a business. So just, you know, make for sure that wherever you decide to work, just make for sure that it is a good place to be at, because it's honestly pointless if you're just kind of working at a company where you aren't like hardly getting any money, and it's just going to take you a much longer time, and it's going to be a lot harder to like really try to fund your business, especially, you know, if you really aren't getting paid good and stuff like that, if that makes sense. So I think if you know, have a good place to work at, you know, and you can have the expenses paid off, and, you know, you can still save for your company, you're good to go. And that way you aren't just working at this job and like wasting all of this time. You see what I'm saying? Like 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 years, if that makes sense. Like me personally, like, it's getting in and getting out, okay? And I have a deadline for all of this stuff. So the less money you make, the longer you're going to be there, if that makes sense. The more money you make, the shorter amount of time you're going to be there, because you're going to have more money to help you fund your business, okay? So that's just kind of like a little tip I wanted to throw in. I think that's like one of the most crucial things, is having the money come in to fund your place and to fund your business. And that way, you know, you can kind of just get in and get out, and you're not going to be there forever, okay? And last but not least, babes, it's going to be you know, once you have everything that you need, baby, it's time to open up, and it's time to execute, okay? So that's gonna be like, you know, the final step. So it's just about, you know, you guys getting all your ducks in a row. I literally yesterday, I actually had like a piece of paper, and I actually drew out how I want everything like laid out in my spa, like where I want like my chairs to be and stuff like that. So I just kind of did like a little blueprint, you know what I'm saying, drew some stuff down, and like where I want things at, like my rug and stuff like that, and my bed and stuff like that. So yeah, you guys, so it's just about, you know, having your ducks in a row, and just staying on the process, staying focused in the process, and, you know, just staying on your P's and Q's and stuff like that. And then, baby, when it's go time, it's go time. And as long as you know what I'm saying, like, have a plan, then that way, you know, once it's closer to your deadline, and once, you know, you have all of your money saved up, and once, you know, you quit, you can just, you know, it's go time. And then, you know, you can go in 150%, because you're going to have everything that you need, and it's just going to be 150% easier, okay? So I love you guys. Hopefully these tips were good. Hopefully I helped somebody out there, y'all. But yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and, like, you know, update you guys on, you know, me and kind of what's going on with me. So yes, just because I'm not talking about my business, that does not mean I'm not working, okay? Period, okay? Because over here, this is boss shit, okay? This is entrepreneur lifestyle, okay? Period, points blank, okay? But y'all, my camera is fixing to die. It's acting up, actually. So yeah, let me go ahead and go and end this vlog and edit this vlog and get this vlog up for y'all, okay? But I love you guys. Thank y'all so much for hanging with me and watching this vlog. And yeah, baby, everything is still motherfucking green, okay? Like, green over here, okay? Period. Just because I ain't talking about it, that don't mean nothing, okay? But anyways, I love you guys. See you guys next time. Bye, babes. Mwah.